Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Megaman Battle Network 2. In the last part, we did some optional side stuff, and found out we can't progress to Yumland until we get our A license. Inconvenience. Anyway, the next little of the 3 requests we have to do to get into the A license exam, we have to head to the Kodo Square, which is a place we could not get to before. If we had gotten here beforehand, an NPC would have been blocking the path. Now be careful here, because this is the first area that you will usually run into your first V2 boss enemy. It's very likely that, unless it didn't happen to me here, but it's very likely you can run into Quickman V2 here. He's a slightly faster and a slightly more powerful version of Quickman, and he can destroy you quickly. Luckily, later part off screen, I actually do increase my health quite a bit. And Longsword L, that actually completes my Self-Another Program Advance right there. Because we have a Sword L. It's weird, I usually do this with the S sword chips, but not this time. Wide Sword L and Long Sword L, we now have access to the Life Sword program advance. What that does, it combines the range of a long sword, which reaches 2 spaces in front of you, the width of a wide sword, so it pretty much covers the entirety of the 3 columns. The entirety of 2 columns. It does like 200 damage, if I remember correctly. And welcome to Kodo Square. There's not much to do in here. There's these 2 shops, and then there's that purple navvy right to the right, who will actually sell you, or not sell you can actually buy things with bug frags with. If you're playing through the game I highly recommend that when you get to him. Why am I staying here for so long? Why am I still here? How tired was I when I recorded this last night? I highly recommend you get at least 1 Zeus hammer, because those things are freaking broken. Mind you, not the most powerful chip in the game. No, not by a long shot, but still, they hurt. Anyway, here's the guy who's requesting for us. We have to actually jack out and jack back into the, what's it called? The coffee machine here in the center. So why is it that that all the NPCs can travel in between stuff like this, but we can't? Anyway, the Navi's right here up top. And he sends out us a new enemy, Spooky 2, which is just a slightly more powerful and slightly more evasive version of the Spookies. Spookies would take like a second before, well not, they would, these guys teleport faster is pretty much the gist of them. But luckily, since they usually are, since it's very easy to get these guys in a line, taking out 2 at once is very easy. And these guys also have an ability we have yet to see at this point, Recover. When in low HP, these guys will each one will use it at least once. They will instantly heal all their HP, which is up to 80. Which is annoying, to say the least. But luckily they're not the most annoying enemies in the game. Spooky 3s are by far the worst of this enemy type. And that should have hit him. I cannot say it enough. Recover! I hate it when enemies that are not bosses have a recovery ability. But bosses, especially if they're like super bosses, I can understand it because, well, challenge. Do you have it? But, I hate it when normal enemies have the ability to. If they're mage characters, I understand it, but these guys are just, And again, I suppose they do have the nurse symbol on their head, so... I forgot how long this battle took, actually. I'm surprised it didn't speed this up in the editing process, but no, I'm not going to even think about re-editing this. Also, speaking of the editing process, fun fact, this was originally 2 videos. One ended up being around 20 minutes, but I edited out so much of it. A lot more backtracking this game than I remember there being. Anyways, let's take the odd program back to the guy, and so we can clear this mission. And for clearing it, we get a Recover 30. Pretty useful. I should actually probably switch that out for one of my Recover 10s. In fact, I think I'm going to do that literally right now. But now it's time for us to take on the final of the 3 mandatory missions, which requires us to take out some people located throughout the net. It's 2 specific, Navis, or, wait, no, am I thinking the right one? No, I'm not, actually. My bad. What we need to do now is, find this guy's son's Navi program. He's right here in Den Area 3, the lower section, so be careful of that. Because if you head up to the top, that means you're gonna have to go all the way around. So let's give him the advice, and we get an HP memory for doing this. Very nice. So let's talk to this guy now that we've done all 3 of those tasks, and we can finally take on the A exam. Yay! So let's jack on in and do this. And wouldn't you know it, more virus battles. Yay! However, like the last one, we've already seen all these enemies, so here's the enemies you'll fight, so let's skip this and cut to afterwards. Alrighty then, folder edited. Did. But now is what I was talking about earlier. Now we have to go through the net and find 2 specific, evil Navis. The reason I was walking so slow there is because I thought I was going to end this at this point. In fact, that was the original endpoint right there, me teleporting out. But then I realized, wait, that's only 7 minutes. Shit. Anyway, the first of the 2 Navis you need to find is here in Den Area 2. He'll actually make you fight one new enemy at this point. I believe. Yes. Sortie 3s. These guys are the most annoying sorties in the entire game. First off, they're aqua elemental, so if you have any fire attacks, they'll do half damage. However, that also means they're weak against electrical attacks. But the thing is, one thing I haven't mentioned about the later sorties is that they can actually... Well, first off, they'll use area grab a lot. But their swipe can actually depend on where you're going. They can either have a long sword type attack or wide sword type attack. Which can be rather annoying. And plus the fact that they have over 200 health and they have a really high rate of fire, and now they're just spamming area grab on me. Ow. This can be a rather annoying fight. In fact, I'm not gonna die when I practice this. Or, I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna lie. I actually died in practicing this before I recorded it. But luckily, I have Roll on my side, so I had some extra HP this time. Thinking about it, I think Roll's the only Navi you don't... The only character Navi you don't fight in this game. You do, because we'll say you do fight Roll in one of the later games, but that's But that's, you can only do that by chance. Oh god, 20 HP. Why is it that every game has an annoying blipping sound whenever I'm low on HP? Pokemon had it, this has it. Metroid has it. I think that's all I've done for this channel so far that had it. Huh. And we get 2 10s any. And we get Bad Data A. Now the next guy is over here in Koto area. around the place where you can actually run into Quickman V2, but all he was is like 2 Metar 2s and a Met Fire. So now let's do the next fights, with the third part of the test, which is some new viruses fights. First off, here we got a new one, the Sparky. These guys are rather annoying, actually. Their pattern is just to do what he just did, just keep on moving in that pattern. However, they can be deceptively hard to avoid if you're not paying attention well enough, like I'm not, because I recorded this like an hour ago at 9:24, and I have been up since 7 in the morning, so I am tired. Now, later on the fourth fight, you got some more new enemies, tough bunnies. These are much faster and much more annoying bunnies. First off, the original bunnies will only attack on the square you're at. These guys, when they reach their attack state, will go to the row, even if you move away from it, until they fire, which can be really, really annoying. This is actually a tough fight. Plus, when they paralyze you, yeah. Long paralysis state. However, lucky program advance! One thing I didn't mention about the Zeta cannon is that the damage does seem... I think that every explosion counts as a different cannon. But I'm not sure. But for doing that, we got our regular up to, and we got our A license finally. Alright, we got the A license. Good work, Megaman. We can go yum lab day. I skipped past this far too much. I think I was distracted with Doctor Who. But with that, I'm gonna need to end things off here. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And next time on Let's Play Mega Man Battle Network 2, we're heading over to Yumland. See you guys then. This is 4 times I've ended on this teleporter now. How many will happen? Tune in next time and find out.